Hi, my name is Rene. In this video I'm going to show you how to service a transport, replace the belt, repair the eject mechanism, adjust the azimuth and speed, and check the play and record levels. Here we have a very nice Yamaha KX-R730. The KX-R730 is a auto reverse deck. That's what the R stands for. It is a two-head deck with a rotating head to play side A, and at the end it switches around, plays B. This machine requires basic service and adjustment checking, so we'll take it apart, oil and clean the capstan, replace the belt. I really like this color. I think they call this titanium color. I really like it. You know, it's a bit more subdued than silver, and it's not as dark as black. So yeah, I really like this color. So without further ado, let's open it up. We'll do a quick test after we serviced it. Take the transport out, take it apart, oil it, do the belt replacing. So let's get to it. Always take the cover off. If I remember correctly, I've done a few of these, it's 1 screw, 2 screw, and then we'll go to the bottom side where there's more screws. 1, 2, and then the whole mechanism should slide out. So let's do that. Not very difficult. One, two, three, four. There we go. Okay. Should be connectors. Take off. Another one here. Head wiring. And the little light from the cassette plate. Okay, that's the transport. I'll put the deck aside. The camera already knew what I wanted, which was to zoom in. Let's take the motor plate off. This one has eject mechanism with a motor as well. So you just press the button here and it will open the cassette holder. It should come off the whole motor thing as one unit. We're just going to take this one off. Screw here, pins there. And this is how it comes off. That wasn't too bad. Let's have a quick check under here. There should be a gear here and not a rubber, but let's just check and also clean the reels. There we go. Yeah. Okay. That all looks good. Head's a little dirty. Pinch rollers can use a little bit of clean. Capstans are dirty, so we'll clean those. Pull them out. Pull these off before I lose them. Like so. Let's take the motor plate off. Yep. There's one. That should be it. And there's another one on the other side. And now the whole motor plate should come off. If I can make a little bit more space on this side. There we go. Head wiring, a little bit more space. Okay. One. I'm just going to cut this one. Well, I tried it, but keep it all intact, but that doesn't work. Why didn't they use plugs for that? Let's do one first and then the other one. Okay. Here's the belt, the old one. Doesn't look too bad. Bit rough, but okay. Clean the bearing with 99% alcohol. Clean the capstan. A little bit of PDP 65 oil. So that runs smooth again. There we go. That runs all nice again. Take this one away. Okay. See if we can take the other flywheel out without having to desolder anything. Come here, clean the capstan bearing. Then clean the capstan itself. Okay. A little bit of oil. And we are good to go. Okay, both flywheels have been cleaned and oiled. Let's put the belt in. And let's put the motor plate back on. That's one. Around. And now the trick part with the $1 million tool. Put the belt back on the motor. So I always use a little hook. You can make that out of anything basically, as long as it's got a little handle and a little hook. You grab the belt and you put it around the motor pulley. Takes a little bit of practice, but now it's on. Okay. Now another thing I wanted to show you, I said this was an auto reverse, and you see here, this gear falls into a slider here. The slider moves back and forth and then turns the head around as the transport switches position from A to B, forward and reverse. Counter works. Let me quickly take the reels off, if I can do that. And clean the rear of, these are not too dirty. So that later on you don't get any problems with the reel counter. That's one. To break up. Put back on. Make sure it's seated correctly. And the same for this one. Yep. And that should be all for the transport, except cleaning the pinch rollers. We got something new, high clean. What I do is I clean it with IPA and then add a little kite clean to the pinch roller. What I understand, this is to prevent drying out the rubber. So it just feeds a little bit of oil into them, and it makes sure they'll keep longer good for a long, long, long time. The other thing I wanted to show you here, a normal non-reverse deck has one screw for azimuth. Since this one turns both ways, you have two screws. Um, Normally, and you can see this when you look down onto the head, this one, this one is for normal, and this one is for the reverse. So don't just willy-nilly, try to adjust an auto reverse deck or a deck where the head rotates, because there's two azimuth screws. Typically, the one on the left is for forward, the one on the right is for reverse. Okay, let's put this into the deck. Oh, no, I did forget something. I see, which is the oil clips for the capstans. There's one. And there's two. Now we can put it back into the deck. Okay, clean the capstans. Open it up. Play. So as I put the transport all back together and I was testing it, I noticed that the eject works, but the cassette door doesn't want to close anymore. That is very weird because, as you can see here, slide it over a little bit, the motor turns, but not far enough. Now, there are some leaf switches here, and here. Those are end detect switches. I will clean those and also check the springs that are underneath here. So yeah, that's kind of a bummer because I think it worked, but now, it doesn't seem to want to work. And as you saw, I didn't do anything to it. I took this out, I took it out here, and I don't believe I lost a spring or anything. I'll, check that. So yeah. So let me take the cassette holder off again, and we'll see what we can figure out. I don't see any broken pieces either. That's all encouraging. So these are the two switches I was talking about. They don't seem bent. I don't see any springs missing. Anything else out of place? This looks good. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Okay, let me grab a little bit of sandpaper, clean the switches. That looks clean again. That one's clean. That one's clean. That one is clean. There's my trusty old fluke. Okay. Come on. Okay. Okay, that works. Other one. Come on. Operate. Yeah, that works. So the switches are good. The belt's got a good bit of tension, so that should not be slipping. Let's put the C-clips back on. That's loose. Let me tighten that up a little bit. Let's try this by hand. No, nothing's happening. It move. Okay, let me grab the manual. Okay, so I looked in the service manual and it does automatically close. So I am not sure what's going on and why it doesn't close. The only thing I can think of is this lever here. This one. That needs to be operated by something, and it doesn't. Okay. Here is a broken piece of plastic. So that's why, I don't know if you can see this, a piece of plastic broken off. So what I'm going to have to do is make some epoxy and glue it back on. Now let me have a look how that is supposed to fit. And we're going to try to epoxy that into place. Not sure yet how we're going to do that, but we're going to try. Let me get some paper and epoxy. Okay, so let's try this. I've got some JB welds. We're going to mix them up. I've got some cut off Q-tips to apply. The shape is going to be like this, I hope. Unless it's like this, but let me do some more research. Okay. I found the drawing. It's a little bit hard to see, but the position should be like this, I hope. Not like that, not like this. Okay. So I used the alcohol to clean off any residue. What I'm going to do, I'm going to tape this piece down so it doesn't move as much, I hope. Weigh that down later on. Make some epoxy and build this up. I only get one chance at this. Maybe like this. No. This might be it. What do you think? I think that might be it. Because now we have the right corners here. We have a clean brake line. I think this is the way it's supposed to go. Let's mix up some epoxy and we're just gonna take a chance. And I will probably not do this all at once because I want to do this very careful. So a little bit first, and over the next couple of days we will build it up. And if I do it careful first, I have enough holding power to build it up nicely later on. Oh man, let me just make sure. Let's take this away. I just want to make absolutely sure I'm doing this right. That should do it. And then later on we can build it up here and there. Now let me weigh this down. Camera battery should do it. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry for 24 hours and then we can build up the rest. Okay, see you later. So the first piece is done. That's all nice and glued. So what I'm gonna try to do now is fill this up. Maybe a little bit here to give it some extra strength. And let's see how that fits. Just to make sure that I'm doing it on the right side. See if it worked. So the epoxy that I tried to use, that didn't work. I think this is HDPE, the high density plastic that nothing sticks to. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to weld it, melt it together. So we've got some HDPE material here, and I will see if we can carefully add some and just melt the piece together. Hopefully that will work better. You never know, and I don't want to damage the original piece too much, so that's why we're going to add material and then melt it together with the soldering iron. And if this doesn't work, then I'm lost, and I don't know what else we can try. Okay, so that's one side. Okay, well that seems to hold. Let me sand it down a little bit. I needed a little bit of extra light. I hope you can still see this, but this is just too fiddly to not do it. Okay, I need to sand it down more because the lever gets stuck here, and that's because it's a little bit too thick. So I'm going to take it off, sand it down a little bit more, and then try again. And maybe I need to do the other side as well, but after a little bit of welding and a little bit of fine-tuning, it seems that, look, there it goes. Turn it, it opens, and more importantly, it closes again. So I'm gonna celebrate tonight. You know, pop up a bottle of champagne, because I'm very, very happy that it works again. This was not easy. So let's test the deck, put the transport back in the deck, and we'll see if my little welding fix actually fixed it. I got good hopes. Transport is loosely in the deck. I haven't mounted it yet, but I wanted to do a quick test. Open. Yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It works. Let's test it with the cover on. Oh man. Okay. That's good. I will screw down the transport to me. Does it even play? Because otherwise. Okay, that works. Direction. Oh. That works. Other way works. Okay. Ooh. Let me put the screws back in and we'll do some quick adjustments. Or maybe not so quick, but let's do some adjustments. Now that the eject works again, let me clean the transport, pinch rollers, the heads, do the other way, and let's apply a little bit of cut clean to preserve the pinch rollers. Let that dry for a few minutes. Now let's adjust the azimuth. As you can see, the azimuth is quite a little bit off, I think. So that's better. Let's do the other way. With the reverse deck, it's always a little bit fiddly. Let's do the speed. Okay, that looks good. It's a little low, so I'll adjust that. Yeah, that's good. Wow, flutter is good as well, as you can see. Okay, so let's do some level testing. We've got the level. Rewind that. Oh, that's a bit high. Let me adjust the scope. Okay, level seems to be spot on. That's the 400 Hertz. Meter is good. Let's make a quick test recording. As usual, we'll start with display reset. Start with a 400 Hertz tone. Let's do a level testing. Record. Play. Counter 0. Rewind. Okay, that looks good. Let's do a quick 10 kilohertz. Oh, let me switch that around. Make it a little bit more readable. Record. That looks good. So I am not going to touch this. I think it's pretty well spot on. Let's see if we can have some music. Yeah, we have music as well. So I am calling this good. I will test this on an amplifier, see what it sounds like. For now, this is it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the next video.